Two powerful e-commerce platforms, two very different approaches. Which one truly fits your online store? On the left, Wix eCommerce, drag-and-drop simplicity made for speed. And on the right, PrestaShop, open-source muscle powering ambitious businesses. Let's skip the buzzwords and dive into what actually matters. We'll score each key category. At the end, you'll see exactly who wins out. The final result for 2025 just might surprise you. Picture this, I've got this mind map right here with all the key things you care about when picking an e-commerce platform. Price, because duh, customization, features, so what do you actually get? SEO and marketing, ease of use, support, and of course scalability. We'll hit each of these to really break down what makes these platforms tick. First up, money talk, let's do price. Wix eCommerce gives you that all-in-one package. Hosting is bundled and their plans are honestly pretty affordable, especially if you're just starting out. But yeah, if you want fancy features, you'll need to bump up to a pricier plan. Now, PrestaShop's kinda interesting. Their core software is free. You heard me, free as in zero. And it's a but you need to pay for good hosting and any premium modules or themes you want to use. So the total cost, it can skyrocket if your store gets big. Winner here. Wix just keeps it simple and cheaper for most folks. Now let's talk customization and flexibility. Wix, super straightforward, pick a template, drag and drop stuff, boom, you've got a shop, perfect if you hate coding. But if you need to get all nitty-gritty or build something super custom, you'll run into walls. PrestaShop though, oh, and here's something cool, it's open source. That means you can customize just about anything. Tons of modules, and if you or a developer get under the hood, the sky's the limit. But fair warning, beginners might find the learning curve brutal. So PrestaShop takes the win for pure flexibility. Let's move to features and inventory. Wix comes loaded with all your basic e-commerce tools like product listing, payments, order tracking. Easy to keep things smooth if you're running a small or medium store. But advanced stuff like managing multiple warehouses, not really happening here. PrestaShop, though, is built for that complexity. Seriously, you can go wild with advanced inventory, automation, and even run multi-warehouse setups. The flip side, wrangling all these options can be a pain to set up. PrestaShop wins again, especially if you need pro-level inventory tools. Quick fun fact, did you know Wix powers about 1.5% of all websites? Pretty wild. But PrestaShop, even though it runs on only about 0.5%, it's seriously strong when it comes to handling giant, complex catalogs. So don't count it out just because it's less widespread. Onwards to SEO and marketing. Wix makes everything super breezy. They've got the SEO whiz, which basically walks you through optimizing your site, and you can plug in a bunch of marketing tools. Downside, some SEO stuff is kinda restricted if you compare to open source. PrestaShop gives you advanced control, custom URLs, sitemaps, meta tags, all the nerdy good stuff. But you've gotta set much of it up yourself, and yeah, it can get pretty technical. Honestly, both do a solid job, so I'm calling it a tie here. Ease of use, probably the biggest clincher for a lot of folks. Wix is almost laughably easy. Drag and drop everything, no coding. If this is your first store, you'll love it. But like, if you want to build something super complex, you might hit some roadblocks. Now PrestaShop, it's powerful, but honestly, there's a pretty steep learning curve. You eventually get total control, but setting up and maintaining things is not for the faint of heart. So Wix is definitely the winner for user friendliness. Support and community, let's break it down. Wix gets you dedicated support, you can reach their help center, and if you're on a higher plan, you get more direct access. PrestaShop doesn't really do official support for free users, but the flip side, their community is massive. Tons of documentation, forums, people sharing code and tips. The downside is you're mostly DIY if anything goes wrong. Honestly, both have solid resources, so I'm calling this one a draw. Alright, last up, scalability. Wix is actually pretty great for startups, and small to medium businesses will find it just fine. But if you suddenly need to run a huge, complex store with massive catalogs, you'll probably hit some limits. PrestaShop, though, was built for scale. You can do multi-store setups, go international, and ramp up as you grow. You will need better hosting and maybe a developer, but if you're aiming big, PrestaShop is the way to go. Now, if you map these out on a radar chart, you'd see Wix just crushes it on price and ease of use, while PrestaShop is the customization and scalability king. Each kinda shines in its own way, depending on what you actually need. So here's how I'd sum it up. Choose Wix if all you want is the easiest setup, built-in hosting, and a storefront that looks amazing, especially for a small or mid-sized shop. But if you're the type who wants super deep control, advanced features, and room to absolutely scale up, That's when PrestaShop starts making real sense. Enjoyed this breakdown? You know what? Hit that follow button. I've got tons more honest side-by-side tech comparisons coming up. Stay tuned.